Straight ahead on 12 News, you've heard all about the looming fiscal cliff, but what does this fiscal cliff actually mean to you? We'll show you. Then, a big announcement that has significant meaning for the Northwest Metro's medical device industry, how it could bring products to the market quicker. But first, vacant lots that could soon lead to some long-awaited development in Brooklyn Park. 12 News starts right now. New owners could breathe new life into a cluster of vacant lots in Brooklyn Park. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Jennifer Anderson. The lots are located just north of Highway 610. The company that owned all 6 lots stopped paying taxes on them. Now the county is putting them up for auction. Renee Bonneau is live in Brooklyn Park with more. Renee?
Mike and Jen, more than a decade ago, the landowner came up with a plan to turn these empty lots into a bustling commercial area. Now the city is hoping that with an improving economy and new owners, that vision can come to life. A whimsical art walk with inviting landscapes, statues, and of course, businesses. Back in 2001, that vision was to be the commercial puzzle piece that pulled together the development called Oxbow Commons. Since then, residential development in the area has taken off, while commercial plans struggled.
I think we all know about the market crash, a few years ago. So I think the commercial development just lagged behind the residential, and then when the market kind of went to heck, it just stopped developing.
Today, 6 large pieces of land meant for Oxbow Commons commercial section lie vacant, but maybe not for long. Vern Reynolds Construction Company that owned the lots forfeited them to the state after the company stopped paying taxes on them. Friday, Hennepin County will auction the lots off.
So anybody who does come in to buy the tax forfeit property will either develop it according to this plan or will have to submit an amendment to the plan in order to proceed with construction of anything that's different than what's anticipated.
While a change in ownership doesn't necessarily mean the land will be developed right away, the city's optimistic.
We know it takes time. We have to be patient. We can't control the market, but the market is seeming to get better, and so we're hopeful.
The Brooklyn Park Planning Department says these lots are ideal. There's good access, good visibility, and all the roads are in. And with Target's expansion and nearby development, the city is really hopeful that this area will take off soon. Live in Brooklyn Park, Renee Bonneau, 12 News.
All right, some big changes to watch for. Thank you, Renee. Meantime, a developer is proposing a large apartment project in downtown Osseo. A developer wants to construct a 3-story, 71-unit apartment building next to City Hall. The project would require the demolition of 2 vacant homes. A similar apartment project was completed in Hopkins. The Osseo Planning Commission has given preliminary approval.
A man accused of killing his girlfriend in Brooklyn Park has pleaded guilty to the crime. Diamond Hayden admitted shooting 32-year-old Ashanti Finch at her sister's home last April. He will be sentenced next month. Hayden initially told police that it was Finch who shot herself before he eventually confessed. Well, no doubt you've heard the term fiscal cliff. You probably heard it a lot lately. It refers to a deadline facing Congress.
Congress has until the end of the month to change a law passed in 2011. But if they do not agree on changes, taxes go up dramatically next year and big spending cuts take effect. Despite all the headlines, most people seem surprised by what it really means.
This fiscal cliff that everybody's talking about, do you pay much attention? Do you know much about it?
Not about that.
So what is the fiscal cliff?
Well, it just sounds like the money's going to fall right out.
It's a good mud wrestling match.
People seem frustrated with bickering politicians.
Same old crap.
But also confused about what the fiscal cliff could cost them. When you look at those numbers, what's your reaction? We showed people how much their taxes might increase if Congress fails to take action.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
A little bit scary?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel scared, yes.
I might be a tax dodger next year.
Do you think people realize that this is the kind of money we're talking about?
No, I don't think they do.
One online calculator estimates that a married couple making a combined $100,000 a year could see a tax increase next year of more than $3,000.
People are worried. People are frustrated.
Financial planner Bill Wixon says the uncertainty is taking a toll on people, but it should not stop you from making a plan.
Be prepared for higher taxes for the long term. For the next 10 to 20 years, something's got to give.
Wixon says no matter what your financial situation, never stop saving.
Everybody should have an emergency fund. And that emergency fund, you might want to beef that up a little bit right now in case more taxes are due. Or if you're used to getting a refund from the IRS, maybe you're not going to get that at all.
I think that everyone is scared.
In the meantime, people are bracing for the worst.
It would hurt your pocketbook, that's for sure. You have to eat hamburger instead of steak.
As for Bill Wixon's advice to make a financial plan, he has 4 basic tips everyone should know. We will put them on our website. That's at 12.tv.
Unlike many public buildings, Minnesota's historic state capitol does not use metal detectors or restrict access, but that could all change. Senators Warren Limmer and Ann Rest are 2 local lawmakers who served on a committee that is recommending wide-reaching security upgrades. Those upgrades include doubling the number of security officers on the 17-building state capitol complex. There's also an extensive list of building improvements proposed for the capitol. The legislature could take them up next year. Well, it's right around this time of year that people start thinking about their New Year's resolutions.
But following through with those resolutions is the tricky part. In today's Health Check, Delane Cleveland introduces us to a woman with big goals to start the new year.
I'm doing a lot of effleurage, which is stretching the muscles and warming the muscles up.
Kelly Merritt takes great pride in being a massage therapist at Lifetime Fitness.
The point is you want the muscles to relax, not to fight against you.
It's a job she's had for 6 years, providing comfort for anyone who needs it.
So it's very gratifying to be able to give that to people.
She chose the career at the urging of her mother, who had breast cancer.
And the only thing that seemed to help her was giving her massages and massaging her head.
But earlier this year, Kelly began experiencing health problems of her own.
I was having trouble walking. I lost a function of my right side muscle-wise. By the time I ended up in the ER, I wasn't able to lift my right leg off the bed.
Doctors diagnosed her with multiple sclerosis.
Each day is a new learning experience. It's a new fight.
A fight that's limited Kelly's mobility, but not her determination.
I'm more than determined to do it. I made a commitment to myself.
Every week, Kelly works with personal trainer Dan Larson to prepare for Commitment Day, a 5K walk at the Metrodome on New Year's Day.
That'll kind of be like the culmination to kind of kick off the new year and just to keep the pace moving forward and to keep her progress moving in the direction it has been.
Molly, you're my inspiration.
One of Kelly's biggest supporters is her coworker Molly, who acts as both a workout buddy and source of motivation as she tries to adjust to life with MS.
It's been hard watching her go through everything she's had to go through, but at the same time, I feel like if I stay strong for her, it'll only make her stronger, and that every day gets closer.
Right?
Kelly admits she'll need that strength to finish what will be her first 5K, but it's a battle she's prepared to fight.
Even if I have to crawl across that line, I'm going to do it.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Kelly says she plans to do the 5K with a walker, but she's not training with it. For more information on Commitment Day, check out our website at 12.tv. Well, still ahead, significant news for the medical device industry. Find out about a new partnership and what it means for local medical device companies.
Then later in sports, we check in on a much improved Wayzata girls hockey team that's piling up the wins early this season.
But first, it's your AccuWeather forecast. It's no secret Minnesota is home to a large medical device industry. It's a critical part of the state's economy, employing more than 35,000 workers. Boston Scientific and Medtronic are 2 of the biggies that come to mind, but there are more than 400 medical device companies in Minnesota. This week, there's big news for the industry with the formation of a public-private partnership with the Food and Drug Administration.
It's called the Medical Device Innovation Consortium, and Shay Mandel of Life Science Alley joins us now with more on this significant development. And Shay, thanks so much for being here.
It's great.
Which different entities are brought together in this partnership, and what's the major idea behind it?
Yeah, well, I appreciate being here. And so what we've attempted to do is get industry leaders, predominantly focused on science and technical talent, combined with the FDA, in particular the Center for Device and Radiological Health that oversees devices, and then the academic community. And the idea behind this is, in an environment today where there's so much politics and so much policy focused on this industry, the question is, how do we get back to the basic science? How do we get industry folks, FDA folks, and the academic community engaged around those technical issues that could benefit the entire industry and hopefully move things forward a little more quickly.
So the ultimate goal then, bringing these partners together, is to get devices to market quicker, correct?
Well, we certainly hope so, right? So part of the objective is to get patients the products they need. It's good for business, but most importantly, it's good for public health. And we really think what we do not only improves public health, but it is actually part of the cost solution to healthcare. So what we're trying to do is get to a place where, as technology moves so quickly, and the FDA's got a really difficult job of having to evaluate this, we're doing a lot more knowledge sharing. We're looking at building tools together. So hopefully we can get to a place where we're using computer models to submit in our applications, not having as many clinical trials, and really working together to get products faster to the people who need them.
Part of the problem has been what the delay is that some smaller companies might actually run out of money before their product gets approved. Is that right?
Very true. So it's really expensive, and over the past 4 or 5 years, it's gotten more expensive to do clinical trials. The process at the FDA has become more unpredictable, and so part of the issue is where there's really innovation in those small companies. The more time it takes and the more money it takes and the less investment that's going into this industry, which is a big problem today, compromises the opportunity for lots of companies to get products to patients at all.
So you think some of these, some of the red tape can be cut and it'll still be safe?
Yeah. What we're trying to focus on is faster and safer. So this isn't really about the red tape of bureaucracy. It's really about how we can build a system together with the FDA that is more predictable, utilizes tools more consistently across industry, and our hope is that it improves the product development cycle, safer and faster, and improves the process by which the FDA approves products.
Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Really
Shay Mandel,
appreciate it.
Life
Thank
Science
you.
Thanks,
Valley.
Shay.
Thanks.
Still ahead, volunteers spreading musical cheer in Brooklyn Park.
But first, in sports, Champlin Park's girls basketball team hopes to keep the momentum going after a strong opening week. We check in on the Rebels next.
Always like to hear about improvement, and for Wayzata girls hockey, off to a pretty good start this year.
Team that's kind of familiar with each other from last year.
A lot of seniors on this year's team, and I think that's made a difference so far early this winter. It's been a great start to the season for the Wayzata girls hockey team. A veteran group has the Trojans unbeaten through the season's first 6 games. That's half of the win total for all of last season. Wayzata has not allowed more than 2 goals in any of their games so far. It's reflected in the win so far, and the Trojans feel this is a better team that's taking the ice this winter.
Yeah, last year we did pretty well. I mean, I feel like we have better team chemistry this year, which is helping us a lot more this year, I feel like. So it's definitely a positive during the season. I think we pass well, and I think we always pick each other up. We're never negative, and we're always just helping each other get better.
The Trojans don't have any player with more than 4 goals this season. They are very balanced offensively with solid defense and goaltending. The talented group without having one superstar.
Absolutely, and they do a nice job understanding their roles. We talk about that a lot and saying, maybe one line's better at scoring, the other line's better at defense. Maybe one player's strength is a penalty kill and the other one might be a power play, and they really embrace that. And so, they obviously are all trying to improve in every aspect of their game, but they really embrace the things that they're great at, and they focus on becoming the best that they can on those. So although you might say that we don't have superstars, I think we have superstars in individual skills.
Wayzata hosts Eastview tonight, Tuesday, and are home to play Cloquet Saturday. Their first late conference game is December 15th. Champlin Park's girls basketball team is hoping to build on a promising opening week. The Rebels are 3-0 entering Tuesday night's key game against Park Center. They won 3 games in a 4-day stretch last week to start the season, beating Creighton-Durham Hall, Spring Lake Park, and Andover. They're excited about the strong start.
We knew we were going to be pretty good. We didn't really know how good until our first game when we stepped out on that court. We just have to continue to work hard. We play so well together, and we didn't really know that until the very beginning.
First week was definitely a tough test, having 3 games in 4 nights. Legs didn't necessarily respond kindly on Friday night, but the girls played through it. They came out flying. Legs caught up with them a little bit in the second half of the Andover game, but battled through it, and they really played well.
With 4 returning players who started at least part-time a year ago for a team that tied for 3rd in the Northwest Suburban Conference, the Rebels expect to be in the hunt in what should be a pretty balanced league this winter.
I think we could be pretty good in the conference. I think we could maybe get top 3. So just whatever happens, just looking forward to it.
I think we're an improved team over a year ago. You know, we tied for 3rd place a year ago, and when you bring out an improved team, I think obviously your goals should be higher than that. You know, I think Park Center, that's who we tied with a year ago. You know, they'll be in the mix again. Just like every year, the conference always goes through Centennial and Osseo, and I don't think it's any different this year.
After facing Park Center tonight, the Rebels are off until next Tuesday when they play at Maple Grove. Cooper's girls basketball team is off to a 2-0 start heading into Tuesday night after winning 23 games last season. This week on our Sports Jam show here on Channel 12, Jay Wilcox profiles Hawks senior Talayiah Rich. Here's a clip from that story.
Senior Talayiah Rich can score, but that's not her main focus. She fills the stat sheet in a lot of categories.
Honestly, rather rebound than either like shoot. I mean when I have it there, I mean I could take it, you know, but I'd rather get a steal or rebound. I'd rather assist my other teammates than me just throwing up shots.
When the Hawks get ready to play a good opponent, the other team's top scorer knows she's likely to see plenty of Talayiah, or Lele as she's known with the team.
The best part about her right now is her ability to defend whoever we need her to defend, and it's really fun to watch her. You know, she's not the tallest, but she's quick and she's strong for her size, so we can ask her to go guard a guard in the perimeter, and she does. We can ask her to fight a post in the inside, and she does.
Watch the rest of the Talayiah Rich story and much more on Sports Jam. It's on through Wednesday at 3:30, 8, and 10:30 p.m. on Channel 12. That's a look at sports for today.
All right, we'll watch for that. Thanks, John. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, finally, it became a #1 smash hit in 1949, thanks to Gene Autry, and it remains one of the most played Christmas songs today.
Hear it on the radio all the time. The Brooklyn Park Community Band did their own rendition of it on Monday, and we'll let you guess which one it is. Enjoy, everyone. Have a good night.